Alright guys, we are at Cal Sandwich Gym in Bowmanville tonight. One of the things I love about shooting at this place is the size. Size does matter, look at this. So I can fit up huge modifiers. I can fill the whole place with smoke. We come here just after they close. They're just finishing up class right now. The teacher is just talking to a couple of students and things like that. So we're just kind of waiting until everyone kind of clears out, and then we're going to start setting up gear. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing tonight. Well, I know a bunch of things I'm going to be doing tonight. I'm going to be doing a profile shot. We're going to introduce some smoke into it. We're going to get some gels going on. And then we're also going to try and do some motion photography as well. We did that a couple of months ago with another member of this gym here. His name was Bubba, and it worked out really well. So we're going to try to attempt that again this evening. I don't have the Solix lights anymore because they had to go back to Westcott. So I'm going to be attempting that with the modeling lights with my Elinchrom ELB 400 and my ELB 500 as well. So hopefully things go well. Hopefully they put up enough light that I'm able to actually paint motion into an image. But other than that, we're going to be rocking at some profile shots, some fighter profile shots, traditional 3 light setups, and using some grids to really direct where we want the lights to go. So yeah, let's get to it, guys. Things that I have here. So when I'm taking my mobile studio out, I've got this little package here. This little package holds 2 strip boxes, not the rapid box, the Apollo strips and the Apollo orb, along with grids. Then I've got my eyeliner. This would be what I would typically bring to a headshot session, along with either a Rapid Box Duo. Well, that one's the Rapid Box. I would either pick the Rapid Box Duo or I'd go with a XXL. So, mobile studio setup, depending on what you're using and what you're doing. The size of room that you go into, it really matters. You want to be able to have flexibility in the size of your modifiers. If you're just doing a headshot, keep it small, keep it compact, get it done. You know, if you're doing a full body shot, you can go with the XXL. Or you can go with this bad boy here if you got some room. I'm going to be setting this guy up tonight because it is awesome. Love this source of light. It's really great. It's a bit cumbersome to set up and take down all the time, but it's a really, really fantastic modifier. As for other things, we've got smoke machine. We've got grids, different sizes of grids. I want to get myself another one of these just because it's really awesome to be able to focus the light in just a small strip and really get yourself controlled. And we've got our, standard reflector, and then we got camera gear. So we've got some Elinchrom. These are my 2 ELB 400s in there. I've got my ELB 500 in this one. We've got my 1DX, 5DSR, and my EOS R. For the most part, I'm going to be shooting probably with my 5DSR and doing some video with EOS R. But again, this always changes. All right, so we just did a bunch of portrait shots. We've got our main light, which is right here, which I'm standing in front of. This guy right here. Then we've got a strip there, and we've got another strip right there. And then I added a little bit of a gold reflector for a bit of a kick, just to complement the shadows and stuff like that. So we also increased or put some smoke into the background as well. Most of the shots I was at f9 just to keep my my shutter speed at 200th of a second. Depth of field wasn't an issue for me when out with this one. For the last couple of shots, I brought the depth of field down probably to like a 4.0 or something like that, and then increased my shutter speed to, I think it was about maybe 1/500th or 400th of a second. I'll put the settings up on each shot as they come up on screen. So that was a success. We've got a couple of different looks, one with the smoke, one without, at least definitely, that are going to be keepers. And now we're just going to switch things around and try and do some motion blur and see if we can do some light planing.
All right, guys. So I edited 3 images. Obviously, you saw that a couple of minutes ago. Settings were up on the screen. You can check them out. I'm using my 5DSR Canon, the 100 macro lens, the 2.8. Love that lens. It's super sharp. Shooting on a tripod for the most part. Yeah, let's talk about the lighting setup. So when I'm setting up a shoot, I always expose for the ambient first. If I want to include ambient light, I get the ambient light where I want it. I do my colors, make sure things are looking proper. If I don't want the ambient light, which was in this case, I didn't want to have that, I made sure I had a shutter speed and an f-stop that was creating enough darkness that none of the ambient light was going to be affecting any of the colors or any of the shot itself. Then onto the 2 Apollo strips. I used the grids. I did not have any diffusion panel in that. When I set them up, at equal heights, aiming just to the back of the ear and a bit onto the cheek. So I always put a point on the ground for the talent to stand on, just so they always have a reference where to go. Because you'll tend to kind of move backwards and forwards and all over the place, and you know, when you're really dialing in that light, it can really take effect. So yeah, then I basically got my exposure how I wanted it. I wanted a little bit more light on the rim than I wanted for the key light. The key light, I'm using the Zeppelin 59-inch. There are two diffusion panels for this light. I'm only using the first one. Reason being is because you still get a nice soft look, but what happens is because the light kind of goes around the side, it still catches the reflection or the reflector side. I don't know all the science in behind it, but it does add a little bit more contrast, a little bit more color saturation, a bit more crisp grittiness, I guess you could say, as well. So I really like shooting that when I'm shooting any type of sports personality or something like that. So and then lastly, I put the gold reflector in, and I did it a couple of weeks ago, maybe about a month ago, with another shoot at the gym here, and I really liked what it did to the shadows. It just brought a little bit more warmth into the shadows, and that's about it. So I didn't get to gels, and I didn't get to a lot of the other different modifiers that I wanted to get to. I wanted to show you guys a bunch of different lighting setups, but I really didn't have any time. I knew I got those 2 shots, or the 3 shots. I knew I got 2 of them, and I just added in that second one, the black and white one, just for fun. So then I really wanted to get to what we're aiming for, and that is going to be part 2 of this video series, I guess you could say, and that is doing the light painting. So next up is going to be light painting, guys. So if you like what you see, what you heard, give me a comment. If you have any questions, write them down below. Other than that, we'll see you the next time. Thanks, guys.